setting records.
Cliff diving is a real test of human capability.
Massive dive, oh my lord.
Unstoppable, unmatchable.
It is staring your fears straight in the face.
5-10s.
It's a competition, it's a World Series. You have to do your best dives.
Yeah, buddy! That's how you do it.
It's like no other sport in the world. Taking a deep breath and making that leap.
That is what you call a rip entry.
Winning the Red Bull Cliffdiving World Series is every diver's goal. But you have to be physically and mentally prepared. There is no room for improvisation.
Winning the Red Bull Cliffdiving World Series is an art of its own.
Choosing the right set of dives pre-season is really the key to lifting that King Kahekili trophy. My plan to be a champion has changed a lot over the years. Back 10 years ago, I was relying on the training I did as a child, learning all these new dives to win. I was relying on my difficulty to stay ahead of the pack.
Always been my goal just to win one event, and now it's happened, so I can't believe it.
Now it's a lot different. I don't have the most difficult dives of the pack, and there's so many strong divers out there. I have to change my focus.
David Kulturi with the disappearing act with one of the world's hardest dives.
To have to do everything basically to avoid injuries and to be able to keep up a solid block of training when I'm not competing. What you're seeing here is what we call lead-ups. It's the cliff dives broken down into parts that we repeat hundreds and hundreds of times so that we don't have to think about it when we're up on the 27-meter platform. All of these movements just happen in a split second without us having to think about it.
I've been playing around with ideas, and it does take time to develop those new dives and those big dives, but it all starts with that thought process and to put in the work in the pool in the pre-season. There's ideas, but you actually never know until you step up there on that day, because everything's got to be right for you to try something big and to risk everything.
Kaboom!
There we go, I believe she's done it. Everybody knows it's a great dive, and that's what she wants.
If you want to have a really big list of dives, it takes years of preparation. I think that's why you see like these guys dominate, because their preparation has been done right for years and they keep doing it.
Red Bull Cliffdiving World Series champions. Number 8 for Gary Hunt, and number 4 for Rhiannan Iffland.
Nobody goes into the season with the mentality of not winning a competition or not winning the Red Bull Cliffdiving World Series. However, that process can be as complicated as possible. Your off-season preparation has to be right. You have to have done the proper training. Physically, mentally, you need to be at the right moment when the season starts. You have to have a clear plan for the whole season, because it's a really long season.
To make the transition from normal diving and trampolining to high diving was, I guess, a little bit smoother for me, because I already had that skill and that technique. And yeah, I think to play around with a different kind of training keeps it exciting, and it helps you stay motivated.
I try to keep my training just diverse and to keep it interesting. If I'm doing the same thing over and over again, after a while my motivation is going to fade. But if I'm inventing new ways of training, ways of keeping my brain focused and learning new things, that's what's going to get me out of bed in the morning. Climbing is a workout that works every muscle in your body, and it's a perfect training for all round. And juggling, it's not just your body, it's your mind that's working at the same time. Here you go, Brie, as promised. It's all yours.
Oh wait, I have the light in my eyes.
Yeah.
Ready, we try something like...
Yeah. I just happened to meet a couple of jugglers that I worked with back in the day and found it fascinating just to be able to keep 5 balls in the air effortlessly. And it was only afterwards that I was practicing during a competition, and during the time when you're waiting around, it's kind of a stressful moment. And I found that juggling just calmed me down completely. So it was just by accident that I found it. The perfect season is something that I've had in my mind as a goal for many years, and I've been close to it but never quite had it. And I actually owe Rhi a bottle of wine because of her perfect season last year.
Rhiannan Iffland has just swept the 2019 Red Bull Cliffdiving World Series with a perfect season.
And she did it, so my hat is taken off to her.
What a feeling, what a feeling! It's not just come in the last 4 years, the success and the standard and quality of these dives. It's not like, you know, we just go up there, we look down and then we go and we do a perfect dive. It's come from 20 years, and it's come from all of the experience and all of those grueling training sessions and all of those years diving 10 meter and 3 meter as well.
If you talk about technique, style, all the divers have a little bit of that, but to have that perfect season, you need attitude, you need to really want it, you need to show it. When Rhiannan's standing on the platform, you know you can't compete against her. You know she's gonna throw the dives, you know she's gonna show the way it's supposed to be done. Most of us only dream of that. We dream of putting together one good competition, so imagine just pushing to a full season. Pretty cool to live that.
The fact that I am so hungry to keep improving and to keep pushing myself kind of outweighs the feeling of pressure. And in a way, having those pressures, it pushes me. It's what makes me to want to succeed. And it's kind of an addiction, you know, to keep improving and to keep developing.
You stole the last one from me. And you messed it up twice.